Albert Einstein said, "Imagination is the preview of life's forthcoming attractions." I really believe that's true. With a little imagination, you can transform the simplest things into something extraordinary. Hi, Power of Positivity. My name is Justin Bateman. I am a UK land artist working with pebbles. I began making mosaics about 5 years ago. It was a solution to maintaining my creative practice whilst I travelled both in the UK and internationally. I make impermanent land art all over the world, and the reason it's impermanent is because it's influenced by the Tibetan mandalas that use sand. The idea began whilst running workshops to engage my students with the natural environment. I was a fine art lecturer for many years, and I wanted to broaden the learner's field of expression by creating site-specific work. Alongside my students, I began making organic forms, similar to Andy Goldsworthy, but later I experimented with figurative subjects. The work has become increasingly complex since then. It begins with inspiration from a direct experience, sometimes a news article, a book, a piece of music, a memory, a quote, or even a follower's request. Then it's a process of meditation where the subject is confirmed. I don't select the subject due to affiliation with their ideologies, but from a perspective of curiosity. I often just examine them as outcrops of the human condition. Each piece is entirely different, with complexity derived from its own pebble algorithm. Sometimes the stones can interlock in satisfying ways, at other times they seem to rebel in silent protest against my choice of subject matter. Once I find a suitable subject, site and stones, I begin by creating colour maps of the subject. I use swatches to collect the appropriate hues, a bit like Stonewall values. This can take from days to weeks. I've been travelling for 5 years, making artwork every day. Each piece takes between 2 weeks and over 8 weeks, depending on the scale and complexity of the image. I wander off into the wilds with my backpack. I've made artwork by streams, rivers, lakes, up mountains, by railways, in urban environments, on wastelands. I've made art everywhere. As soon as I finish a piece, I return the stones to their innate disarray. I'm very aware of local ecology and microorganisms, and I try to leave the site exactly as I found it. My work takes extreme perseverance, persistence, and patience. I hope it inspires others to think creatively. I have made well over 100 portraits using over 1 million pebbles. The reason I like pebbles is because they are rather like a person's character, gradually refined by collisional abrasion. You never know how old the pebble you're holding is. It could be a few thousand years, or it could be billions. I find it interesting to reflect upon the origin of the stone, but also man's relationship with it. My permanent work and prints have now been exhibited all over the world, and even featured by Forbes, but the majority of my work will always remain impermanent. As a famous guru once said, "Let what comes come, and let what goes go." It sounds easy, but it's a lifetime practice, extending beyond the physical world. All material things will dissipate, but the values we stand for will last far beyond our physical form.